I'm Jason Blumberg. I'm with Energy Foundry. We're an impact venture capital fund. We help game-changing early-stage ideas develop and become great businesses. I'm here at the IIT Great Lakes Symposium, which is focused on smart grid and what the grid can do, and bringing together all the players in the industry to try and collaborate, share ideas, and help propel the industry forward. It's a great opportunity to get to meet and work with a lot of the different folks that we don't always see on a regular basis. As Energy Foundry, we focus on early stage innovation. So an idea, let's take an example of something that comes out of IIT. How would that technology really get to market? And in the Midwest, we have trouble with both capital and then the support for those startups. And Energy Foundry has been funded by ComEd and Ameren, the local utilities, and then supported by the state and other government and NGOs around the state, and now other large corporations to help propel these forward. We make investments of between $50,000 and $150,000, or $500,000 to $1.5 million in venture capital into these companies. And then we give them a set of tools to help make them become successful or help increase their likelihood of success. That includes prepackaged back office, how do you work well with the government, testbed facilities, which are the ability to really pilot your technology. Illinois has a very unique asset that ComEd has set up a city where you can get a pilot with them basically by filling out a form online. And Ameren just spent $3.5 million on a pre-commercial facility where you can get a pilot with them, fill out the form, and get that pilot. And then now we're about to launch a center focused on energy at 18 South Michigan in the Gage building, where it's a co-working space for a whole bunch of startups, and create really an ecosystem and center of gravity for energy companies in Chicago and the Midwest. And so we launched February 1st of this year. We've made a couple investments, and we're actively looking at a bunch of other things. The great thing about the Midwest is that there's billions of dollars of R&D happening, a lot of great ideas bubbling up, and a lot of great opportunities.
Good afternoon. My name's Steve Johanns. I'm the CEO of Veriown Energy. Veriown Energy is the recent spin out of New Generation Power, a global developer of renewable energy projects around the world. Our focus is distributed generation, where we're trying to help people figure out how to take control and use their own energy, starting with things like solar, and also looking at things like waste heat recovery and recovering your cooling energy. We're here today at the Smart Grid Symposium of the Great Lakes. Had the opportunity to speak and meet with a number of key stakeholders from not only here in Chicago and Illinois, but from our good friends from the U.S. Virgin Islands, where we deployed our first project. It's a 3-megawatt solar project on the University of the Virgin Islands in collaboration with IIT here in Chicago. We're also fortunate to have the opportunity to host a delegation from South Africa and to learn more about their concerns and needs for energy as they look and struggle with some of the same challenges. We see this industry and we see this market being one of the more transformational things to happen in the next 20 and 30 years. Much of what we've seen happen in the information technology industry, the computing industry, or the internet is a precursor to what's to come. We think that the update and the modernization of the electrical infrastructure, and in particular distributed generation, is going to be a significant change in front of us. And we're talking billions and ultimately globally trillions of dollars of potential. So we're excited to be here at the Illinois Institute of Technology to talk about our company, talk about our solutions, talk about our great clients and customers in places like the U.S. Virgin Islands, South Africa, and right here at home. So it's a pleasure to have the opportunity to introduce myself, introduce Veriown Energy, and look forward to having you check us out.
Mehdi Ganji. I am a PhD student of Illinois Institute of Technology. Here, in terms of the clean energy, we have two organizations working together, including the Galvin Center for Electricity Innovation and WISER. Galvin Center for Electricity Innovation is directed by Professor Muhammad Shahidapur, one of the old faculty members of the Illinois Institute of Technology. We are working on three different projects, including the microgrids, wind turbines project, as well as the smart grid workforce training. In microgrid projects, we are trying to make the small grid that can be still live whenever we have any disconnection from the utility, either because of the high price of electricity or either because of the utility outage. And the funding that we get for that project is about $15 million that has been funded by the DOE. The second one is wind turbine, which is funded by Wind Consortium. It's about $12 million project. And for that project, we have two different wind turbines. The first one is the one on campus. The capacity of that wind turbine is not big enough, but anyway, we want to see the effect of having the wind turbine and the integration of the wind turbine into the grid. The other one, we have the 1.5 megawatt wind unit, which is located in Grand Ridge. It's a western suburb of Chicago, which is goes about 15 minutes far from the campus. And for that one, we get the data as well as any information, any related information. We use those data for our research database. The third one is, which is a smart grid workforce training, and the funding is about $13 million, and we are trying to train college and high school instructors and let them know what the smart grid is, so we can send them out to do through the Chicago area, college and high schools, so they can distribute the knowledge of smart grid. In terms of the microgrid, which is our main project here, we try to make the school and campus alive in a time of outage, and we use a cogeneration plant that currently we use that cogeneration plant for heating purpose because the operational cost of that unit is much high, so we prefer to buy the electricity from the utility. But in a time of emergency, we can run it. It's about 8 megawatt units, which includes two 4 megawatt Rolls-Royce engines. Also, we have 3 solar farms units. One of them is located at the MTCC parking, 2 of them at the roof of 2 different buildings, including Siegel Hall and Stewart building. Also, we use 3 different battery units that is hooked up to the solar panels to store the energy. One of them is Stewart building, one of them is Siegel Hall building, and one of them is in front of Life Science building. In Life Science building, we keep the animals and plants, and as you know, they should be kept in a specific temperature and humidity. So the big and important battery unit is used for that building. Also, we have a closed loops protection system that we are trying to keep the school alive in terms of any failure or faults happens. So we use the SNC Vista switch here. The SNC, one of the sponsors of our symposium, the third Great Lakes Symposium located in Chicago, and we use those Vista switches in this campus. We have 7 loops that right now 3 out of the 7 loops are completely tracked. Here we are having the third Great Lakes Symposium with about 8 sponsored. We have about 400 people registered. We have lots of company coming up to this symposium to have a panel session to discuss about today's drawbacks and the problems that we have in power system engineering to have the world much cleaner, including the demands response, the smart grids and microgrid solution for the networks.